Hello everybody, and welcome to Cinescope Gaming's YouTube channel. Today we're going to be taking a look at Afterpulse, again on the Apple TV 4K. This is not the iOS version or the Android version, so it's running at an older version. They haven't updated it in forever. But still a great game. It's my favorite game on the system, and it's been my favorite game since the day it came out. Took a long stretch of time off. Oh gosh, probably a little over a year. Took off, didn't play it. There were some problems with the shaders in the game while Apple was updating their tvOS, and Digital Legends was not trying to fix the game. But it has been fixed since then, so I've been playing it pretty much non-stop every chance I get. So we're going to go with that and go through inventory today, kind of see what I have, which is almost everything. But most of the stuff I have at 7 stars. I've got a couple of the Echo weapons that are not, because I have not been able to pull another 6-star. So here we go. We'll go into our inventory here. We'll start with the gear. We'll just kind of go down the list. We've got, this is my favorite helmet here, the Foxtrot Helmet. This is by far I use this the most because it's got the 13% protection against assault, which a lot of people use online. I mean, the assault, to be honest, the assault weapons they're pretty much the best in the game. So that seems to be what everybody's trying to get, that A500, that 7-star A500. On the Apple TV version, there's a few people who have it, but that seems to be even against the FM Bobcat. If you've got a 7-star and you're face to face, there's a good chance that you're going to take them out first. I guess it just depends on how good you are. But this is my favorite helmet in the game here. Then we have the Urban Bowman, which has the minus 20% spread on shotgun, which is great if you have an AKSG, which I do. So I do use this every once in a while if I want to use that secondary weapon. I just like to blast people with it because a lot of them haven't seen it, especially at 7 stars. Then we have the Mountain Comm system, the Special Operator Cap. Then you start getting into the, you're starting to get into the helmets that in a series. The Assault helmet here. Then you've got the Jungle Bowman headset. See, these headsets are great if you like speed, but they don't offer a lot of protection. I mean, if you get up to here, if you get the 6-star, the Urban Bowman headset, it's okay. It has a little more defense on it, but not great. So you've got the Jungle Bowman headset. This, of course, just is absolutely phenomenal, especially if you can get the whole set. This is my favorite Mastodon suit. Now, I do have, which we'll get to, I do have the vest for the Urban Mastodon, but I don't have the helmet or the pants yet. So maybe once I get those, I'll think those are the nicest ones. But the Wasted Mastodon is just absolutely awesome. Then you've got the Delta helmet. For some reason, I have 2 of them, so I will go ahead and get rid of one. Oh, it's equipped. Oh, that helps if you don't equip it. So we'll get rid of this one. There we go. Then you have the regular Bowman headset. Now we're into the 4 stars, the Operator Comm system. These are the Black Ops helmet, the Counter Ops, the Elite Ops. I love these suits. They're just not good enough if you want to be really competitive, especially if you're playing against actual players and not just bots. So you got the Black Ops helmet, the Rider Wool Cap. I love this hat. I wish it had more defense, but I love using SMGs. And this has the 10 accuracy while moving with SMG, and it's noticeable when you use it. The problem is that if you use it, you're losing a lot of defense. You gain a lot of speed, but you're losing a lot of defense. But I do use it almost every time I use the KPM or the PPM. And you've got another Mastodon. This is a regular Mastodon helmet. I like this one, but I like the wasted ones just better, just with the mud and everything on it. It just looks great. The Red Wool Cap, now we're into the 3 stars. The Spec Ops helmet, these are those helmets. I really like the way these suits look. They look awesome. I just wish that they were, higher stars. I don't know, there's just not enough defense on them. The Elite Ops helmet, the Wool Cap. Now we're getting into really garbage stuff that you're just not going to use unless you're a new player. The used wool cap and the counter ops helmet. I like the counter ops suit. The counter ops suit is awesome. I just wish that they had, I wish this was at least a 4 or 5 star. But unfortunately, it's a 1 star. It doesn't do you much good. So let's go back up here. We're going to go ahead and we're going to end up with the waisted Mastodon. All right, so we'll move to the torsos. All right, so here's the Urban Mastodon torso. I can't wait to get the other two. I have not been able to pull them. They just don't seem to drop. Though I'm usually getting weapon crates, and not whenever I have gold, I end up getting weapon crates really, because I want to pull that other 6-star FM Bobcat or HG29. But this suit is going to be awesome when it's done. But this is good. It's got the 30% reload speed with launcher, which really helps because I use the 330 and the 330 and the rocket launcher. I use those as my secondary most of the time, especially if I'm playing multiplayer. So this is just an awesome suit. Offers a lot of protection. I will tell you this: it doesn't matter which Mastodon suit you're wearing. If you see there, you got the 2-piece and the 3-piece set, and it tells you how much added armor you get. If you have the the 2-piece or 3-piece set, that doesn't mean anything. I've used them for so long; they die just as quick as everything else. So those numbers, obviously, it's bugged. I think I remember. I don't remember who it was. Maybe it was Gaming Willis, but I think he had mentioned at some point, quite a while ago, a long time ago, that this was bugged, especially around the version this is, which is I think version 1.2.2. So it doesn't offer the protection that it really should. If you piece the suits together with other pieces, there's a noticeable difference. You'll last a little bit longer in a fight, but it doesn't seem to be where it really should be. But it looks awesome. Then you've got the Vanguard Vest. Now I use this one. If you have this one's kind of an odd one too, but if you have this one, it's great to use with the M349. It cuts. I think it says 30% reload speed, but man, it seems to cut it even more than that. It makes the using the M349, it makes it almost a viable weapon. Just because the reload speed on it normally is so slow. But this really ramps it up, really helps a lot. Then you've got the light urban vest, which is the one that I use the most because it's got the most speed and it has the 25 protection against assault. So I'm always looking for protection against assault. If you play training and you're using this setup, those guys run around with PPMs and KPMs and they tear this down so fucking fast. So it might be worth, if you're doing training, to really experiment with some of these, because you can use lower star stuff in training, lower star gear in training, and still do just fine, especially if you don't mind being more tactical or whatever. So experiment a lot in training, but this is the one that I use online most of the time. And we've got the Pmc Mountain Vest, which again, this is another good one because it has, now granted it's only 20%, but it's against LMG and assault. Which is great because I've encountered quite a few players online who do use the M349 because it has so much ammo in it, and this helps against that, because if you're just wearing the, with one of the light vests, that LMG will rip you apart really quick, especially and from a distance. You might not even, you might be dead before you even notice where it's coming from. So that's a good vest too. The Foxtrot Vest looks awesome. I love the Foxtrot suit. But this has 25 protection against LMG, and not really worth using when you're playing competitive, because people are striving to have that assault rifle, the A500 or the AG10 or something like that, and this isn't really going to help you against that. It does have a little more defense on it, which is great, but it's not, in my opinion, not as good as a light urban vest or the Pmc Mountain Vest. If you're going to use this, or either of these, really, you can use this. It's just I use the light urban because it's faster. I like the speed of it. You got the special operator vest, the light jungle vest. Now we're getting down, now we're down into the 5 stars here. The assault vest, which I love the look of this one. I love the look of the whole assault suit. It looks great. But again, I mean, if you have Foxtrot or something, you're probably not going to be using this. Waisted Mastodon. Here we go. Look at that. That is just awesome. I love the mud on it. I love the way, I mean, it just looks battle hardened. Actually, it looks like it sat out in a rainstorm for a couple weeks and rusted, but I love it. It looks great. The Urban Heavyweight Vest. I don't think I've used this one time. 25 reload speed with LMG. See, I didn't even know what it had. That's how often I've used it. So I don't use this at all. I guess it would be good if if you're using LMG. Depends on if you have the higher star vest. What was yeah, if you have the Vanguard Vest. Okay, so then a PMC Operator Vest. I like the coloring on this one. It looks pretty nice. Then you've got the Light Combat Vest. Now we're down into these 4 stars here. Okay, these are interesting ones here just because of what they are. This rider jacket. This is actually pretty cool. I like this. Quite a bit of speed on it, which is great. Not as much as the light combat vests, but the rider jacket's pretty nice. You get the Black Ops vest. Now this whole suit, the Black Ops suit, is just awesome. I wish it was more than 4 stars. I do use it in training quite a bit, and that's just because it has a 15 protection against SMG. And when somebody has, when one of those guys has a frickin' PPM, they'll just tear you apart so fast. It's not that this really helps that much. I don't think I've actually noticed it really help. It just looks awesome. Green vest, the heavyweight vest, another one I've just never even used, even when I was a low level. I don't think I ever used this one. The Delta vest, regular Mastodon torso, which looks really, the whole Mastodon suit, the regular Mastodon suit looks really awesome. But if you have the waisted, it's I don't know. I guess it's really not obviously not worth using that one unless you just want to use it for the looks. The red civilian jacket is one of my favorites, not because it's useful, but just because of the way it looks. And I think when you put the red wool cap on and the pants that go with this, it just looks awesome. Especially if you want to just run around and hit people with your pistol. Spec Ops vest, again, a pretty nice looking vest. The Navy vest is pretty cool looking. It goes well with the Elite Ops helmet, and yeah, I don't think there's a Navy helmet. I think it was just Elite Ops helmet. And then of course I think there's Navy pants. The civilian jacket, again, I really like these jackets. They're really cool. I just wish they were a little better, but the standard vest, which again I've never even used that. The Elite Ops vest, the basic vest, and then my favorite of the, well, I won't say my favorite of the jackets. I like the red one's nice, but the used civilian jacket is awesome because again it has that really tattered and torn look. I think it looks awesome. Then the counter ops vest, which again is really cool. I like the coloring and the camo on it. Okay, so we'll go to the waisted Mastodon. Pass it up, jeez. There we go. Alright, we'll get to the legs. Alright, so we've got the Pmc Mountain Pants. These are actually, if you do like using an LMG, or you're just using it in training or something and you're just trying to level it up or whatever, these are really good. And they offer, decent protection and decent speed. These are the pants I wear all the time, Foxtrot Pants. I think that I've played so many, the thousands and thousands of multiplayer matches I've used. People keep throwing stun grenades at me, and then they get frustrated because they don't understand why I'm not stunned. Well, it's because of these pants. Actually, there's a whole series of these pants, but these are the pants I wear. But you don't get that if you have these pants. You'll see the white flash, but you don't get stunned. You can still shoot. You can still do all that. So I know it pisses people off. Maybe they don't understand what these are. But if you have this in any of these series, I think it's Delta, Assault, like any of those, use them because it stops that. Especially if you're in multiplayer matches where, idiots are fucking throwing stun grenades and concussion grenades constantly. It will help. Then you've got the light urban pants, which if you want speed, these are really the ones to use. I use these a lot of the time, especially if I'm using one of the SMGs, the PPM or the KPM. I like using these because it really helps with your speed. I mean, look at 928 already has, I think it's the fastest. If I'm not mistaken, it's the fastest. Yeah, it's the fastest of them all anyways. Then you've got the waisted Mastodon, and those are just awesome. I just love the way it looks. It just looks so badass. Light jungle pants. Your special operator pants, here again, your assault pants, you notice that it's the same thing as the Foxtrot pants. You know, it's just has less stats. But again, if you have them, use them, because people are going to be throwing stupid stun grenades at you. PMC operator pants, another set of the light pants. Green pants, civilian black jeans, those are cool. I like these. I like the jeans, especially the used ones, but this goes really well with the red civilian jacket and the red wool cap, which maybe I'll show that afterwards. Again, Delta pants, another one in the series that ignores the stopping power and stun grenades. So even if you're getting hit with an M349, you won't slow down. Again, I think a lot of people don't understand this when you're playing online and they get all pissy. They think you're cheating because you can run through it. It's just because you're wearing these fucking pants. Black Ops pants, I love these pants, especially the whole suit. The whole suit's just awesome. I wish it was a higher star rating or just had better stats, but they're usable. They're definitely usable online. You know, it's not like there's friggin' millions of people playing this game for the Apple TV, so you can use these. You can use these and still do pretty well, and you look awesome while you're mowing people down. Mastodon lower body, nice clean look on those. I can't wait to get the urban Mastodon ones because they're all black. But these, again, if you have the Mastodon suit, it's cool to wear just because you look awesome, but it's not very helpful because you're so fucking slow. Civilian gray jeans, I like the camo on the knee pad there. I think these are my favorite of the jeans. Well, I don't know, maybe the used ones. I don't know, they look good. They look nice. The navy pants, again, if you put the navy pants, the navy top, and the elite ops helmet, it looks really good together too. Spec ops pants, the elite ops pants, civilian jeans, they're just regular, look like my jeans from the 80s. Standard pants, which are, just look like standard issue military pants. The outfitter camo pants, and then here's the used civilian ones. Again, they don't. The picture depicts kind of a little messier, but again, they look really nice and just like all the other ones. I think these look awesome. I like the whole suit really, and then the counter ops pants. That whole suit looks great too. I love that camo. Again, I wish it was a higher star. I wish you could, upgrade like you could your weapons, but I know that the Digital Legends is on to their iOS and Android one, and it's way far ahead of this, and they haven't done it even with that, so that's never going to happen. They're never going to touch this one again, but I don't care because the game is it's the best fucking game on here. Alright, so let's see, what are we looking for? Waves Mastodon. Alright, there we go. So now we got our gear. I love that. I think it looks amazing. It just does. It looks mean ass. When I use this online and blow the shit out of people, I know every time they see it, they're just like, I don't want to fucking play this guy. That's why they quit all the fucking time on me. Alright. Oh, let's claim this. Okay, so let's get to... again, everybody knows what the hell the gadgets are. I don't ever use these, but I probably should. I don't know, I must have 400 of them. Concussion grenades are awesome. I use the knives quite a bit, just because I like to kill people with them, and they wonder how the fuck I killed them with a knife. Stupid IEDs. Alright, so we'll go to secondary weapons first. Alright, so that's where we dip into the 7-star ones. We've got the AKSG Charlie, which it just looks amazing. This gun is awesome. I love this weapon. And I love using it online. I love killing people with it, and they wonder, what the fuck is that gun? But it's just an awesome weapon, especially at 7 stars. It's just outrageous. And the range on it is way better than you would think. Way better. But okay, we'll move on. This is what I use the most. This is the MK330 grenade launcher. And at 7 stars, I mean, well, even before 7 stars, mostly online, it's a one-hit kill. But the awesome thing about this weapon is that the arc, once you get the movement of your shots down, you can be sitting behind something and killing people, and they don't know where the fuck it's coming from. I mean, you get into aircraft, and there's spots you can stand and aim a certain way and just be killing people left and right, and they don't even know it. They're coming out of their spawn, they run up a little bit, bam, dead. They have no fucking idea where it came from. they're just wondering how the hell you're cheating, even though you're not. I mean, well, I don't know. Standing behind a box and shooting into the air is not cheating, but probably not a great way to play. But again, it's fun to do. Fun to piss people off. This is the one that I just recently 7-starred, the ML20RL. This thing is awesome too, but the problem is, again, it doesn't have that, you can't lob it over something. You got to have a direct line of sight. It does have pretty good splash damage. Once it hits somebody or hits something, you can get a lot. I mean, I know you're not gonna believe it, but I've gotten an entire team kill because they were all in their spawn and they were all coming through a choke point on aircraft. Shot a missile and took all 4 of them out. So it was pretty awesome. But I love this weapon. I love the way it looks. I mean, it just looks great. You've got my favorite pistol, the PW9. It's not the fastest pistol. You don't run the fastest. Doesn't have the most mobility, but it just seems to work the best. It's got pretty good range. The rate of fire is good. It looks awesome. I love the way this thing looks. So it's my favorite one for sure. I just think it's the best one for what you're using. You don't have to be right up next to the guy like the KG-18 or something. I don't know. It's an awesome pistol. So that's the pistol I use the most. The KG-18 is one that I see most people online using because it's so damn fast. You got better mobility, and if you're close to somebody and you can use the KG-18. You can use it as your primary weapon in a match if you're good. I mean, you can't be some idiot who stands around in a corner and doesn't know what the hell they're doing. But if you're good, you can use this weapon. I've used it numerous times online and solely used this weapon and won matches easily. So this is a very good weapon. Then you've got the MKR3. I see like nobody using these besides low-level players who might have just gotten it. But I like it. I like it. I don't know why it has a scope on it. I just have no fucking idea. It doesn't have good enough range or anything to really be useful, but it looks awesome. I really like especially at 7 stars with the skin on it. It just looks, man, it looks awesome. But for me, it fires too slow. I like to use it because it's fun to use, but in practical use, it's not good enough. It's not better than the other pistols, so probably not worth using if you have the other ones. But at 7 stars, I mean, it's good. It just, for me, the rate of fire is too slow. This is the good one. The HG29 Revolver Echo. First of all, looks badass. Secondly, it sounds crazy. It's got this really like deep throaty sound to it, but it's got a weird ting to it too when you shoot. But I love this weapon. This is just devastating. Again, this is one you can use in a match. You don't have to be super close to somebody. It does have a huge kick. The kick is just stupid. I mean, you're up in the air after you shoot it. You know, the gun's up in the air. But man, if you can learn to control this thing, you take people out so fucking fast. It's so fun to use online, especially when you're fighting people who don't have great weapons and you know they've never seen some of these weapons, and then you kill them with it and you know they're sitting there going, what the hell is this gun? I've never seen it before. So it's just a lot of fun to use. But I love that gun. And then we get into a bunch of my 6-star ones. I have a bunch of veteran ones here. I got to make 5 stars out of some of these. And then I've got, I know even in the primary weapons, I've got a bunch of these that I can get to 5 stars, and then I've got some 5-star versions, so I can get those to 6 stars. I just haven't done much with my veteran weapons, but I love the way the veteran weapons look. I love the skins on them are really cool. And then the higher your the star version goes, the more red it seems to add. And then when you get, I don't have any at 7 stars, but when you get them to 7 stars, they tend to be mostly red with a little bit of black in them. It's almost like reversing these skins is what happens. But I think they just look awesome. Not so much the MKR3. It looks like it's got that fucking rusted look. I don't know why. But again, I know that like the KG-18 looks really nice. Red trigger and all. Okay, there's a 5-star. Let's go. I don't think I showed that one, but here's the MK330 at 7 stars. Such a cool look. I love the camo and the coloring. The coloring's really cool. All right, so we'll go to the primary weapons now. We'll start at the top here. All right, so the SSV9 Delta Sniper is it's the best sniper in the game by far. It's the rate of fire is high. It's crazy because if you don't aim down sight and just shoot the gun, the bullets are going into the ground 10 feet in front of you, going almost 90 degrees up. It's insane. Like, I don't understand the shooting at all. And the auto aim on it when you're in a match is nuts. You can be pointed at a wall directly in front of you with, no pitch at all on the weapon, and it will be hitting people that are 15 feet below, especially on aircraft. Aircraft is the best spot to use this. It's nuts. It annihilates people. So this is the one that you use if you want to, if you're going to use a sniper and you have this one, this is the one to use. But at 7 stars, it looks awesome. Again, the camo just looks great on it. I actually really like the 5-star version. I like the wood. I think I have one. Yes. I think the 5-star version looks awesome. I love that wood. I think that looks great. But at one point I thought, man, this should be what the 7-star version looks like. But then after I saw the 7-star version, I changed my mind. The 7-star version just looks phenomenal. I love the camo on it. Awesome. Okay, we get to, this is really my favorite weapon in the game, but it's not the one I use the most because it's not as useful, especially if you're in, playing a bunch of guys who are running around with 5, 6, and 7-star A500s. Because if you're close to them, you can beat them to the punch if you're close to them with the KPM 5. It's that, especially at 7 stars. It's that good because the rate of fire is really good once you get it. At the end of, if you got a 6-star version and you max it out, you'll get the speed boost on it. But at 7 stars, I've got it at level 35, so it's almost maxed out. But the rate of fire on it is crazy. So you can beat somebody with an A500 if you're up close, but anything at range, forget it. It's just not going to happen. I ADS all the time. I know there's a couple people who have videos online who play this game. They don't ADS at all. I have found that ADSing is a huge benefit. And then once you get used to it and you get good at it, you can, even with an SMG, you can annihilate people with these things much quicker than if you're not using your ADS or not aiming down sights. So I always ADS and do really well with this weapon because of it, because it's much more accurate using ADS, and it's so fast that if you can really lock onto them fast, you can take them down fast. But I just love this weapon. It's so awesome. The way it looks, the camo on it, the whole thing. It's just a badass looking weapon. Alright, move on to, this is the weapon that everybody wants to get. The A500, especially at 7 stars. I know that there's quite a few guys online on the Apple TV version who do have this. So I'm sure that they're racking up kills against low-level people and bots, but not when they play me. Sorry, that sounded really shitty, but whatever. So yeah, this weapon is just amazing. The rate of fire is it's like an SMG, but it's got awesome fucking range. So there really isn't an equal in this game unless you're really good and you can use something like a high star, 7-star AG10 or something like that. You can beat someone with this weapon, especially if they're not skilled. If you've got skills and you can fucking play, you can beat somebody with this weapon. But if you're an average player and you're fighting against someone like this who might even be a shitty player, you're probably going to lose. Because with the aim assist and everything in this game, forget it. This gun's just devastating, even from range. The range is not as good as something like the FM Bobcat. The FM Bobcat's better than this, way better, as far as range goes. But this has just the rate of fire. It's just all around great weapon. It's the best that you can hope for in the game, really, for most people, is that you get this weapon, and once you can get it to 7 stars, you can really start taking advantage of it. Again, like I said, especially against the bots and average to low-level players. So that's it at 7 stars. Again, really cool coloring and really cool camo on it, like a nice digital camo on it. All right, then you've got this one, another one I really like, the AG10. I'm not a real big fan of this digital camo. I don't know about, it's just a color maybe or something. I'm not sure what it is, but the weapon itself is awesome. This has, again, good range. The fire rate's not great, but the damage is really good on this weapon. So, and the fact that it's got 32 ammo, it doesn't shoot too fast, does quite a bit of damage. This is a good one. You can take most of a team out if they're all standing there with one clip. So this is a really nice weapon. And the big thing about this weapon is the portability. You know, you've got 620 portability. This is like walking around with pistol mobility. You know, so you can run around fast, you can move fast, you can strafe fast. So this weapon's really good. I see quite a few of them online, but obviously, you know, lower level ones, guys have, you know, 3, 4, or even 5-star ones. But these are really good weapons. The AC-30, I really like this weapon. It's just not as effective in multiplayer as I would like, so I don't use it as much as some of the other ones, or even my KPM. But this is a really nice, awesome looking weapon. That like gold digital camo. It's just an awesome looking weapon. At 4 stars, the AC-30, it doesn't look very good. Then once you get to 5 stars, it puts, you know, it redoes the front of the weapon. It just looks awesome. And you know, now once you get to the 7 stars, it looks like this. It just looks great. I think this weapon's awesome. I love using it. I love the sound. It's got this really light, tingy sound to it when you shoot. And it's not that it's not effective, but if you're in a really competitive match and you're going up against people with A500s and shit, you got to be really good. You got to be tactical, and it's got pretty good range, pretty good. The fire rate's not bad at all. It's just not. It's not as good as I would hope it would be. Now you get to another SMG, the PPM-19. Again, this camo is just awesome. I love the coloring on this. Actually, I just love the way the weapon looks. I use it a lot just because I like the way it looks. But now up close, this thing's, man. If you're up close, there's certain spots like in aircraft or in on maps like Train Yard where you can kind of get to, especially if you're, you know, I don't like to camp. I like to run around, which this is good for that. But if you're camping a little bit, you know, and just trying to piss people off, this weapon's really good because it will tear someone down, even with good armor, really fast. The fire rate's amazing. It's just awesome. But God, you get 10, 15 feet away from somebody with this thing, forget it. I don't care if they've got a pistol out. You know, they're going to kill you. It's just the range is terrible on it. It's just absolutely terrible. But again, looks awesome. It's effective up close, short range, not medium or long range, or not against people who are, you know, even remotely good at the game. But awesome to use in training and awesome to use on certain maps. The MKL-11A9, awesome sniper. This is good for if you can get headshots. This weapon's really cool. But the biggest thing about this one is just the way it looks. Look at the coloring. Great colors on it. It just looks awesome. It's just a beautiful, beautiful weapon. But this one's really good. This one is effective. If you're good at sniping, especially with the aim assist that this game gives you, this can really be effective. You do have to kind of camp, obviously, because it's a sniper. And there's some spots where you can sit, where you can do a good job doing it. But this one, headshots pretty much going to take anybody out with one shot. A lot of other things, you know, some guys, if they're running around with low level armor and shit, you can take them out with one shot to the chest or something. But you want to try to aim for the head for sure. I've noticed that if you just kind of aim up a little bit on people and shoot, a lot of times the aim assist will help you get a headshot. But it can be inconsistent for sure, which doesn't make it super competitive. Plus, unless you're on aircraft or something, there's not since you're not moving a lot with it, or it's hard to move and get kills with it, you're just not going to get a lot of kills. So you might not die a lot, but you're going to go, 5-1, 6-1, and that's boring. Who the fuck wants to go 6-1? It happens to me all the time. I'm in a match, I'm running around, going nuts. I'm getting fucking 30, 40, 50 kills a game, and then a guy stands in the back, and yeah, he might even kill you once or twice, but he ends up going, 6-3. Well, who wants to be that guy? Just because you this version of the game doesn't give a shit about your KDR or anything like that. So I don't know. I guess it's just pride. Maybe you don't want to go negative. I don't know. Just doesn't seem like a good way to play. But this is, if you're that kind of person, this is probably a great weapon for you, because it'll take it'll kill me quick. You just won't be getting a lot of kills, especially if you're hiding in the fucking back like a little baby. Okay, we'll move on to the next sniper. I really like this weapon. It's mobile. Obviously, the problem is the damage. It doesn't do as much damage as the other ones, but it's mobile. It's easy to shoot. It fires quick, and it's really quick at reloading. Plus, it looks awesome. Look at that fucking scope on it, huge. But again, it's just not very effective. I mean, if you're going to play online and want to be competitive, it's just not very effective. You can sit on close quarters map and sit in that corner and shoot guys as they're spawning, but I don't know. If you're playing people who are even any good, you're not going to kill somebody normally with one shot, so they're going to be running around, and so all you did was take the guy down and take his health down so someone else can get the kill. So just not great to use. For training, it's awesome. It's a lot of fun to use, but competitively, if you really want to be good at multiplayer, it's good to get used to using a sniper, because if you want to be a well-rounded player, learn how to use a fucking sniper. But if you really want to win and be aggressive, again, snipers just in general aren't good for that. But this one, of all of them, is probably one of the least to use. Well, besides the RS, which is, I think, worse. Okay, so we get to the LMG, the M349. Looks awesome. I like that blue color, but okay, so the PPM here. Let's go to this. The PPM at 6 stars is blue at 6 stars, and then gets a nice camo for 7 stars. Well, for some reason, the 7-star of the M349, the 6-star gives you a green color, and the 7-star gives you a blue. It's like they just didn't. They weren't in the mood to give a nice camo on this. I don't know. I mean, don't get me wrong. It still looks great. But I was hoping that it would be some sort of actual, like a really nice skin on this thing instead of just a color. But again, looks cool. Can be effective if you have the right gear. It can be very effective if you have the right gear, because it shoots forever. But it's not as powerful as you would hope. I think that I'm sure that maybe in later versions of the iOS and Android versions, maybe this got a buff or something, but in this version it's just not great for that. It's good for kind of finding spots and waiting for guys to run by, and you're hitting them, or you kind of get a choke point or an alleyway and you can hit at people, because it doesn't do a lot of damage per shot, and the rate of fire is okay, it's fine, but if it was faster, this would be a much more effective gun. Either the rate of fires would be up or increased, or the damage to be increased, but that would make it a more viable weapon. But with the right gear, if you have the right gear, if you've got the I think it's the Pmc Pants or whatever, one of those, it's got better portability with it. You've got the Vanguard Vest, which gives you quicker loading, which is a huge deal. So this can be a viable weapon, but it's just not in its regular state. Just not. If you've got an A500 or something, you're going to be using that. All right, move down to one of my least favorite weapons in the game. I love the way it looks. That like used look on it looks awesome. But this gun, it fires so damn slow. It does a lot of damage, but it fires so slow. So when you're in a heated match and you're trying to hit somebody and they're strafing or they're moving around and taking cover, it's really hard to keep getting to be consistent with it. But it's a good weapon. It's not that it's a bad weapon. It's just not. It's not as good as you would think. Like something like this with that much damage at 7 stars would be. So I don't use it that much. I use it for fun because I like the. It reminds me. It feels almost the exact same as using the SSV9, except it holds more ammo. But it doesn't seem as consistent as the SSV9. All right, we'll move down to the sniper weapon I use the least and don't like the most. The RS300, again, at 7 stars, it looks awesome, but this weapon's just not very good. It doesn't do a lot of damage. The fire rate's okay. It's got a higher fire rate, and you can just hold the button down and scope in and keep shooting. It's just not very effective. Looks good, but not very effective. You have to... there's a certain playstyle, I'm sure, that would fit this. I'm obviously not. The run and gun or aggressive playstyle. Of the snipers, this is probably the most aggressive one you could use, but it's just not powerful enough. There's just not a lot you can really do with it. By the time you hit somebody and they notice that they move, then you're screwed. Then you got to wait for them to come back out, or you're hitting somebody else. It's just harder to get kills with. It's not hard to get kills with it. It's harder to get kills with it, as opposed to using one of the other snipers, or obviously any of the assault rifles or SMGs or LMGs, or even pistols. Whatever pistol you have as a secondary, you're going to use more than this thing. Okay, and then we move to it's my second favorite weapon in the game. It comes only second to the KPM, but it's my favorite weapon to use in the game. The FM Bobcat. It took me fucking forever to pull this thing. But I finally did. Now, obviously, I can't fucking pull another one because I want a 7-star, because I've already maxed it out, and I want a 7-star, and I can't get one. But this weapon, it looks amazing. The fire rate's not great, but it's powerful as shit. Reading the stats, it might not seem like it, but it is. And the range is insane. I can shoot you. I will kill you from the opposite side of the map. And I know there's a bunch of guys out there, and I can recite most of their names. I know they fucking hate this weapon because I end up killing them with it constantly. But it's just an absolutely phenomenal weapon. It's awesome. Love the way it looks. Love the fucking scope. I love the way it looks at 7 stars. I just haven't been able. I can't pull one, so I can't fucking get it. Once I pull another one, I can immediately 7-star this, and then instead of getting 60 or 70 kills in some of these games, I'll be getting 80. This weapon is just awesome. I love it. Love this fucking weapon. Then we get into some of the 6 stars. I like the 6-star KPM 5. I love that gold to it. It looks cool. I don't think it's as nice as the 7-star, but this could have been considered a 7-star, judging by them using some color skin, just regular color, for some of the 7 stars. This could have been probably a 7-star one, but I love the 7-star. This is just awesome though. It looks great. I even like it at 5 stars. I just like the design of the weapon. It looks really nice. Here's a 6-star A500. I'm not so sure about the green. I don't really like the green, but whatever. I mean, it's still cool. Kind of gives you a more like plain look to the weapon, but still, it's at 6 stars. It's powerful as shit, and especially if you can max it out. Obviously, I'm not going to max this one out because I already have it at 7 stars. I just keep it because I like having a 6-star of it. I've gotten rid of a lot of my 6-star ones just to make that 7-star rocket launcher. Some of the veteran ones I have at 5 stars. This looks awesome. I love this. KPM veteran 5-star. I want to pull another one so I can 6-star this, or at least a couple of 4-star ones so I can 5-star that and then make a 6-star. I'd love to see this I'd love to see it at 7 stars, obviously, but fuck, that's not gonna be a priority for me, is try to get these to 7 stars, because it's just gonna it'll take me another 10 years, and the servers will be down by then. The 5-star veteran far end. See, I've got this one. Looks pretty nice. I like that. The PPM at 5 stars. That looks pretty cool. The red's like really bright. Same with this one. I just don't like the design of this weapon really anyway, so even even the veteran version looks, I don't know, whatever. Just don't like the weapon. Then I've got, there's the M349 at 5 stars. Let's move down here. There's a 4-star MKL11. Let's see, I've got 2 of these. I can make a 5-star of that, a 5-star of that, and a 5-star of that to 6-star them. And I've got a couple of lower level weapons. Oh, here's a 1-star KPM. Best weapon in the game, right? I tried doing a match with a 1-star, this maxed out, PW9 1-star maxed out, and the Counter Ops 1-star suit, and I did not win. Not even close. Okay, so I think that is just about all the inventory. I'm still looking for another 6-star FM Bobcat and the HG29, so I can 7-star those. Other than that, I've 7-starred everything in the game. I have 7-star versions of everything. The only thing I'm not positive about in this game, I've opened thousands and thousands and thousands of crates, and I don't know if the KPK LMG is in this version. I've actually asked Digital Legends. They've answered all my other questions. They've helped me out a million times, but they didn't answer whether or not, maybe they don't remember because the version's too old, but I don't know if the KPK LMG is in this version. I'm hoping it is, and I just somehow haven't pulled it after pulling all of these crates or opening all these crates. That maybe I just haven't pulled it, but I just have a feeling that it wasn't in this version and it came in the next version or whatever the next update was. But I'm hoping that it's somehow in here and that that there's still a weapon that I have not pulled yet or have not seen. So I have hope that the KPK LMG is in here. If I find it, obviously it'll be immediately on my YouTube page. But I don't know. I don't know if it's in there or not. I guess I'll just have to wait and see. Just open thousands of crates, in the future, and hope that somehow I pull it because the weapon looks awesome. But again, I just don't know if it's in this one. So that'll be it for this video. I hope that this answered some questions for you Apple TV players. I know you iOS and Android players are so far ahead of this that this is just garbage to you. But to you Apple TV players, hopefully this gives you something to look forward to. These weapons, a lot of these weapons, even if they're not as good as, the A500 or the FM Bobcat or the HG29, they're still fun to play with. And that's why I still play this game, because the game is fun. The graphics are still, even today, these graphics are still great. The weapons are still, the designs are awesome. This version doesn't have the flashy electric weapons and shit like that. It's much more realistic and down to earth. So the game's just a lot of fun. And I just hope that if you see some of these weapons, maybe this will get you to play more. Maybe this will make you think, well, shit, I want to get that. Fuck, that weapon's awesome. I'm going to keep playing so I can get it. So again, that's my inventory. And I hope you liked the video, and I will see you next time.